Deep in Ohio, a secret hides, not in a city, not in a town, but in the woods. These woods are not just any woods, they are ancient, with stories etched into every leaf and branch. Generations have passed, yet the essence of the forest remains untouched, a sanctuary of nature's purest form. The woods have a name that has been whispered through the ages, carried on the winds that sweep through the trees. People call them whispering woods, a name that evokes curiosity and a sense of mystery. Why do they whisper? What secrets do they hold? The trees there stand tall. They have witnessed countless seasons, from the vibrant greens of spring to the fiery hues of autumn. Each tree is a sentinel, guarding the secrets of the forest. Their leaves rustle in the wind. It's as if they are communicating, sharing stories of old, tales of the creatures that have roamed these woods. They whisper secrets to each other, secrets that have been passed down through the ages, from one tree to the next. It's a language only they understand. Secrets only the trees know, or so everyone thought. For there are those who believe that the forest holds more than just the memories of trees. The woods are quiet during the day, a serene place where one can find peace and solitude. The sunlight filters through the canopy, casting dappled shadows on the forest floor. Animals nap in the sun. Birds sing soft songs. The forest is alive with the gentle hum of nature, a symphony of life that plays out in perfect harmony. But at night, the woods come alive. The transformation is almost magical. As the sun sets and darkness envelops the forest, a different kind of energy takes over. Creatures rustle in the leaves. The nocturnal inhabitants of the forest emerge, their eyes gleaming in the moonlight. The forest floor becomes a stage for their nightly activities. Owls hoot in the darkness. Their calls echo through the trees, a haunting melody that adds to the mystique of the night. And sometimes, if you listen closely, you can hear a strange sound. A sound that seems to come from the very heart of the forest. A sound no one can explain. It is neither animal nor wind, but something else entirely. A sound that stirs the imagination and sends shivers down the spine. A sound that makes you wonder, what is out there? What secrets do the whispering woods hold? Perhaps one day someone will uncover the truth. Until then, the woods will continue to whisper, guarding their secrets, waiting for the next curious soul to listen.
I love a good mystery.
Ethan lived near the woods. He knew all the trails. He explored every chance he got. Ethan wasn't afraid. He had his backpack. He had his compass. He had his curiosity. One day, Ethan heard a story about the woods. People said there was a creature, a strange creature. No one had seen it up close, but they heard noises, strange noises. Ethan was intrigued. He had to see for himself. It was a bright Saturday. Ethan decided to explore. He walked deep into the woods. He listened for anything unusual. The forest was alive with sounds. Birds chirped, squirrels chattered, leaves crunched under his feet. Then he heard it, a soft hum, like a lullaby. He followed the sound. It led him to a clearing, and there in the middle was the creature. It was tall, it had fur like a gorilla, but a long neck like a giraffe. Ethan had never seen anything like it. The creature looked at Ethan with its large, curious eyes. It tilted its head to one side as if trying to understand the boy standing before it. Ethan was speechless. He didn't run. He didn't scream. He just stared, captivated by the gentle giant before him. The creature took a step closer, its massive paws making almost no sound on the forest floor. Ethan's heart pounded in his chest, but he stood his ground, feeling an inexplicable connection to the creature. It lowered its head and sniffed Ethan, its warm breath tickling his skin. Ethan held his breath, unsure of what would happen next. The forest around them seemed to hold its breath too, as if watching this moment unfold. Then the creature did something unexpected. It made a soft, almost musical sound, like a chuckle. Ethan's eyes widened in surprise. He had never heard an animal make such a sound before. The sound was gentle and soothing, and it seemed to put Ethan at ease. He felt a strange sense of calm wash over him, as if the creature was trying to communicate that it meant no harm.
Ethan couldn't help but laugh softly in response, a gentle smile spreading across his face. It was as if they were sharing a private joke, a moment of understanding between two beings from different worlds.
Ethan relaxed a little, feeling the tension leave his body. He knew he had nothing to fear. This creature was gentle, and it seemed to be just as curious about him as he was about it. The forest around them seemed to come alive with a new energy, as if acknowledging the bond that was forming between the boy and the creature. Birds chirped softly, and a gentle breeze rustled the leaves. With a sense of wonder, Ethan held out his hand, his fingers trembling slightly. He didn't know what to expect, but he felt a deep need to connect with this magnificent creature. The creature leaned forward and touched Ethan's hand with its nose, its touch warm and reassuring. It was a moment of pure magic, a silent communication that spoke volumes. In that brief touch, a silent promise was made, a promise of trust, of friendship, and of a bond that would transcend the boundaries of their worlds. A secret friendship was born in that enchanted forest, a bond that would remain unspoken but deeply felt. Ethan knew that this moment would stay with him forever, a cherished memory of a magical encounter. Section 5, the Goraraph's Tale.
I named the creature Goraraph. It was a silly name, but it fit.
Ethan visited Goraraph every day. They played games, and Ethan told Goraraph stories about the world outside the woods.
Goraraph listened intently.
One day, Goraraph led Ethan to a hidden cave. Inside, the walls were covered in drawings of other Goraraphs. Ethan realized Goraraph wasn't alone. It had a family that was gone. Goraraph was the last of its kind.
Wow, Goraraph, you had a family.
Section 6, Adventures in the Woods.
We explored every corner of the woods. Goraraph and I had many adventures.
They were the best of friends. And Ethan brought Goraraph treats. Goraraph showed Ethan secret paths.
It had fallen out of its nest. One day we found a baby bird.
Ethan was amazed. Goraraph gently picked it up with its mouth and carefully placed it back in the nest.
You're a true friend. Goraraph, you're so gentle and kind.
Section 7, A Bond of Trust. As they spent more time together, their bond grew stronger. Ethan and Goraraph would spend hours exploring the woods, discovering new paths and hidden clearings. They played games, chased each other around trees, and shared moments of pure joy. The forest became their playground, a place where their friendship blossomed. Ethan learned to understand Goraraph's sounds. Each chirp, growl, and purr had a meaning. He could tell when Goraraph was curious about something or when he was warning of danger. This understanding didn't come overnight. It was built through countless hours of observation and interaction. He knew when Goraraph was happy or sad, hungry or tired. Ethan could sense Goraraph's emotions just by looking at his eyes or the way he moved. When Goraraph was happy, his eyes sparkled, and he would prance around playfully. When he was sad, he would lie down quietly, his eyes reflecting his sorrow. They had their own special language, a language only they understood. It was a silent communication, a bond that went beyond words. A simple glance or a gentle touch was enough to convey their feelings. This unique connection made their friendship even more special.
We really understand each other, don't we, Goraraph? Ethan would often say, marveling at the depth of their connection. It was as if they were two halves of the same soul, perfectly in sync with each other.
One evening, a storm raged through the woods. The wind howled and the trees swayed violently. The sky darkened and thunder rumbled ominously. It was a storm unlike any other, fierce and relentless. Ethan was worried about Goraraph. He knew that his friend would be scared and alone. The thought of Goraraph huddled somewhere, frightened by the storm, filled Ethan with a sense of urgency. He had to find him. He ran to their clearing and found Goraraph huddled beneath a large tree. The creature was trembling, his eyes wide with fear. Ethan's heart ached at the sight. He knew he had to be there for his friend.
Don't worry, Goraraph, I'm here. Ethan's voice was calm and soothing. He reached out and gently stroked Goraraph's fur, trying to comfort him. The creature's trembling began to subside, reassured by Ethan's presence.
Ethan sat beside Goraraph, talking to him softly and telling him stories until the storm passed. He spoke of their adventures, the fun times they had, and the dreams they shared. His words were a balm to Goraraph's fear, slowly easing the tension.
Everything's going to be all right. I'm here with you. Ethan's voice was filled with conviction. He knew that as long as they were together, they could face anything. His words were a promise, a vow of unwavering support.
The storm eventually subsided, leaving behind a gentle rain that fell softly on the leaves. The forest, once chaotic and wild, returned to its serene state. The air was fresh, and the sound of raindrops was soothing.
Their bond of trust had never been stronger. The storm had tested their friendship, but it had also reinforced it. Ethan and giraffe knew that they could rely on each other no matter what. Their connection was unbreakable, a testament to the power of trust and friendship.
One day, I heard people talking. They were talking about the strange noises in the woods. They were talking about capturing the creature. My heart sank. I knew they were talking about giraffe. I ran to giraffe. I told him about the danger. Giraffe was scared. He had never been in danger before. I knew I had to protect my friend, but how? I came up with a plan. I would lead the people away from giraffe. I would keep them distracted. I knew it was dangerous, but I had to protect my friend. The next day, the people came to the woods. I saw them. I started making noises. I threw rocks. I led them on a wild goose chase. I kept them away from giraffe's clearing.
The plan worked. The people left the woods. They were tired and frustrated. Ethan went back to giraffe. He was relieved. They were safe. For now.
I knew I couldn't let anyone find giraffe. I had to keep my promise. I made a decision. I would keep giraffe a secret. I wouldn't tell anyone about him. I knew it would be hard, but I would do it for my friend. Giraffe would be safe, as long as I had anything to say about it.
Years passed. Ethan grew up. He never forgot giraffe. He would often visit the woods. He would leave gifts for giraffe. He would sit in their clearing. He would remember their adventures. The legend of the strange creature in Whispering Woods continued. Some people said it was a bear. Some said it was a panther. But Ethan knew the truth. He knew the secret of the woods, the secret of the giraffe, and he would keep it in his heart forever.